Alrighty guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening everybody. Welcome back once again to the channel. You know it is Gigi with you once again. First time here. I mean the first time here. Hit that damn subscribe button. Hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. And I got my co-star guest with me, Mr. Machine. Go ahead and say hello there, Mr. Machine.
Hello there, Mr. Machine.
See, you got Mr. Machine on the horn. He's checking out what's going on. But we got a lot to get on. Machine, I'm going to tell you, man, this is the deal. And I want to say hello to Dr. Blitz and Cyborg. Good to see you guys. And yes, don't forget your drink and snacks, by the way. Machine, AMD missed the opportunity of a lifetime, especially when RAM prices, VRAM prices, are just going to go out of the sky. Did they not miss the opportunity of a lifetime to bring FSR Redstone to at least the 7000 series? And I mean, bro, the excuses are, oh, the architecture. And this is my point. Every time somebody says, oh, the architecture, stop it. It's not the architecture that you got to worry about. It has nothing to do with it. 7000 series, I mean, you got the 7900 XTX, their flagship, that they could have put FSR Redstone, because believe it or not, they tried FSR 4 INT8, it still worked. They could at least brought something of FSR 4. Something to the 7000 series, and even the 6000 series they could have brought something. 6000 series, you still got the 6950 XT. That's a slamming card until the RTX 4070 caught up with it. See, I know Nvidia was holding back performance, and sooner or later, maybe my 4070 is going to get stronger than the 6950 XT. Right, Machine?
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on this, my friend?
Well, I think that, I mean, without me knowing everything, they're changing how people look at them, because I think that people look at them as a good option. It's a little bit cheaper, but runs relatively close to Nvidia. But it's like a better value card usually. But I think they're trying to get away from that stigma. But I mean, we've seen FSR 4 work on 7000, 6000 series, and 5000 series. We've seen it work. So yes. I don't know. It's just their priorities are the new generation, and they need to sell cards in order to make money. So from a business standpoint, if you keep making your old equipment work, there's no need to buy new equipment. So I don't know. Like, if I am a stockholder of Nvidia of AMD, this doesn't bother me, because I want people to buy new stuff.
You know why people can't buy new stuff all the time?
Yeah, I get it. But you got to remember that it's all about the money. It's not about making your old equipment work. They can't make money if they make their old series stronger. They make more money if they make it weaker.
Yeah, but they're using the old saying about quality versus quantity. Okay, see, if they were to give you quality at a reasonable price, then yeah, I could see that being a factor. But what I don't see a factor is they're not giving you quality. They're giving you more quantity with more price to performance. That means they're wanting you to take and pay more for less. Right now, if you go to buy the next generation, you know what the hell you're going to be buying? And I hate to say this, and I'm the kind of person that loves the hardware, but I don't love the price. I don't like the high-end prices with little bit of hardware. If you actually look inside of a GPU, you got nothing but a little freaking square like this. How much more performance can you get out of that? You can't. They're at the breaking point. They can't get any more performance than what they're getting now, unless they start utilizing the software. But like a lot of people saying in the market, they're not paying for the software. The software should be included to the hardware. But if you're just going to sell a box, then at least sell the box for 50 cents. Don't sell the box for $5,000 if you're not going to give performance inside that box. Because $5,000 will buy me like four full PCs. 4 pre-builds. That's stretching a little bit, but yeah, you can get 4 pre-builds out of that kind of money. Out of 1 graphics card. And I can't really see that. And now what they're doing with the system RAM and the VRAM for the GPUs, it's just going to get worse. And when people, sorry about the horns, but anyway, when people stop buying is when they screwed up, and they're going to come back and say, well, we screwed up. Well, they screwed up pretty good, because look what they're doing with the software. They're implementing machine learning more and more each day. We talk about it, and that's what FSR Redstone's all about. Machine learning, DLSS, same thing Nvidia pushes out there with their stuff. Fake frames. There's no more native engineering when it comes to your graphics card. There's no native horsepower anymore. Everything is nothing but machine learning now. Everything's nothing but artificial intelligence. That's not going to help change the way the games are going to be. They say it's going to improve it, but it's going to be improved through the software, not the hardware. The hardware is going to be the 50% mark, and the software is going to be the other 50. Am I wrong about that, or what?
I think AMD should have at least, bare minimum, put FSR 4 available for 7000 series. If they would have done that, at least, and gone, hey, we're still working on the Redstone for the 9000 series, but here. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, look at it this way. They don't even have RAID reconstruction for any games but one, Black Ops 6.
Yep. So the developers have to do the yep.
And number 2, they say that the full Redstone ain't going to come out until 2026, until after CES. That's what I'm hearing. So basically, you're throwing us a carrot, but you're pulling it away at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's like giving a baby a lollipop, but making the baby cry because you took it back. It makes no sense. This is the one reason why I stuck with Nvidia as long as I did, even though that people bash them about their prices, and which people need to grow up. Number 1, the prices are not controlled by Nvidia. They are controlled by Asus, MSI, ASRock, Gigabyte, and all the AIB partner companies. They're the ones that build the graphics card. You see it when you buy an Asus graphics card, you see Asus product. They control the prices, not Nvidia. Nvidia is the only one that gives them the GPU die. They sell them the die, and they were selling them the VRAM, but now the VRAM's got to be outsourced in order for them to make the graphics cards. So, at the end of the day, Nvidia only plays one part, and that's their GPU die. That's it. And everybody keeps blaming Nvidia about this. It's Nvidia's fault. Stop it. It's not Nvidia's fault. It's a whole ecosystem that's going on here. Nvidia controls one thing. They control the price of the MSRP. Price to performance, MSRP. That's all they control. Is basically they give a bottom line to the AIB partners and said, look, you can't go below the line, you got to stay above the line. End of story. They're under an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, every one of those companies with Nvidia. But Nvidia does not control the pricing. The AIB partners control the pricing. And then on top of this ecosystem, the retailers control the pricing. The ones that are selling the cards control the pricing. So at the end of the day, you guys are blaming Nvidia for the whole ecosystem, which Nvidia does not control. Nvidia sells. They're a seller. And the buyers are the ones that are selling to you, to the retailers. Retailers sell to us. So you go from manufacturer to wholesale, distributing to retail. A whole ecosystem. But everybody just says, oh, it's Nvidia's fault, high prices and this and that. Stop it, please. Seriously, really, stop it. You know, and it goes the same way with AMD. It's the same ball game. They do the same thing as well. They got their whole ecosystem. However that's structured, that's on them. But comes down to the end of the day, when it comes to software, I'm going to tell you what problem I had with AMD software. Okay, now I got this computer here that's got an AMD's graphics card right here. Okay, when Nvidia announced that launch, they were launching an update to fix the FPS drop because of Microsoft's update screwing up the FPS when you're gaming. Guess what? It didn't affect the Nvidia graphics card I have right here. It affected the AMD graphics card. There's no problem with the drivers. I know because I've been doing this 3 decades. I know how to put drivers in, and I know how to take them out too. And I can tell you, 3 different AMD graphics cards dropping FPS like a bad habit. I already had the 7900 XT or 7800 XT drop from 300 FPS down to 2 because of the software. Now that I got to go in and fix. I can fix it and kind of overwrite that little patch Microsoft had. But the thing is, you know, when it comes to the people that own computers, they don't know how to fix that. That's a whole driver reinstall and a whole patch for your you're going to have to update your chipset drivers. You know, you're going to have to fix little things that Microsoft screwed up with their updates. So, this computer right here, the AIO pump was cutting off, and the fans were cutting off. And I didn't know why. It was a Microsoft update. Microsoft has been really reeling in and really putting the hammer to the PCs. I have never had any problem until they started implementing Windows 11 25H2. Never had a problem until they started that. What was it, August? In August they were doing that? Was it August?
Mm.
I think so. Or no, it's July. It was July. Or August. Somewhere in there. But anyway, the point of the story is this. People out there are having a hard time with their systems as it is. And then on top of it, you got what? AMD just saying, oh, guess what? You got a 9000 series cards. Guess what? Now you can get FSR Redstone. Now you can get all the goodies, all the gems. But since you spent all that goddamn money on your other stuff, they give you the finger. Sorry, I'm calling it the way it is. And Nvidia did the same thing. I would call it for what it is. I'm not a favor to any companies. I'm not allegiant to any companies. I have no ties to any companies. This is my own time. I pay for my own time. Well, you know what I mean. Me being here doing my videos and everything else for you guys to inform you what's going on and what my thought is, because of the many years I have in this, I'm going to tell you. I mean, it's plain ridiculous. These companies are being so stupid and ridiculous, they just don't see it yet. They're blinded. You know, like, you can't see me kind of thing. Alright, so let's do this. Let's just get into the notes that they sent out for AMD Adrenalin 25.12.1 release notes. Let's just get into it really quick. Okay, so December 10th, 2025, which is today. New features. Support for AMD FSR Redstone. Okay. Product support. AMD Radeon AI Pro R9600D and AMD Radeon AI Pro R9700S. Now, Machine, do you remember when I told you about new graphics cards coming out? Do you remember that? We talked about this yesterday. Or no?
Huh?
You remember I told you about new graphics cards coming out?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like that AMD is going to be doing an AI Pro series.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're launching this for, the new product support. The AI Pro R9600D and the AI Pro R9700S. Whoever knows what they're doing with this. And the fixing the issues, the anti-lag 2 option may not be available while playing Counter-Strike 2. Okay, now, guys, I'm gonna bring you back to the main screen for a minute. Okay, listen. You remember the first time when anti-lag 2 came out from AMD a long time ago, and people were getting flagged on it as, what they say, cheating? So they were losing their accounts. Do you guys remember all this? I remember it. And now this is the result of what they didn't fix. And they haven't fixed. They say to everybody, okay, well, we're just going to take out anti-lag 2. And then they bring it back, and then they still don't fix it. It's the same song and dance. They put a product in, they take it out, back. It's ridiculous. And you guys wonder why I am so hard on AMD is because AMD doesn't see what I see. I've seen AMD grow from the ground up. I've seen Nvidia grow from the ground up. I've seen Intel in its early days of graphics. So it comes down to the end of it. With today, I don't like the way it looks. It's rolling me back to 1986. The way they're going now, this is rolling me back to 1986, guys. You know that, Machine? It's sad. And I'm no Nvidia shill. I'm no AMD fanboy. I'm a fan of the hardware. That's all I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of whatever name's on it. I'll tell you what, if it's good, I'm going to tell you. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you. Either way, I'm going to tell you. Let's see what you guys got to say in here. Going to get worse now that Nvidia's yeah, I can agree to that because, yeah. But, you know, these companies shouldn't have their hand held to go get the parts they need to build the graphics cards they want to sell. It shouldn't be up to one company to display it to them and say, here you go. Here, we'll just hand you everything. You just go ahead and build it. It's like handing your child a box of blocks. Now go ask your child to go build a house with that box of blocks. It's not going to happen. And that's the way these companies are acting. They don't want to go out there and source their own products. They want to implement into the building of the Nvidia graphics card, putting their name on it and their stamp to saying it's the best of the best. What are they doing? Nothing. Are they telling the person that's manufacturing their graphics cards, hey, you need to start sourcing this? Are they delegating their authority to get the job done? No. Are they making efforts to get the job done? No. That's the problem with all these companies. Everybody holds each other's hand when things fall apart. Am I wrong, Machine?
You're right.
When crap falls apart, everybody holds each other's hands and sings Kumbaya. When it comes to the gaming community, they're singing Kumbaya. They're doing absolutely nothing to help the community to further our dream and goal of having the utmost ultimate PC in the world. No, we all got to beg and scratch for scraps. And that's what they're giving us is third-rated scraps over this AI server crap that they're doing. And they're taking all the good silicon and shoving it over that way and giving us the scraps. And you know the funny thing about all this is? We're paying for it. The taxpayer is paying for all this shit. We're paying for this shit out of our pocket, and we're paying for the product to be expensive. We're paying 3 times. And we don't realize it. We won't wake up until the last minute when everything's gone. Everybody's going to hold their hands up in the air and say, oh my God, what the hell happened? Wake up. How's that sound? Just wake up. This is the real world. Wake up to it. I'm bringing the facts. I ain't bringing fiction. I'm not like other reviewers. I'm going to tell you that. I bring the facts, not the fiction. And if you want the fiction, then you go to somebody else's channel and get that fiction. You want the facts, I give you the facts. I ain't going to hold no punches to no company. I have no NDA signed with nobody. I am as independent as you can be independent when it comes to the product. And the way I look at it, I'm really to the point to where I don't want them companies to give me product. I'll just buy it myself. Seriously. I'm at that point to where I would rather buy the product myself and wait for the drivers and everything else when it comes time for launch. Because I'd rather spend that extra day when they launch it and take and go through it and next day give you my answer. And not rush things. to be out there, to be the first out there to give you the product. That's where you guys get it wrong. You should step back for one day. When they say they're going to launch on this day, take a break for 24 hours, walk away from it, come back, wait for the benchmarks to come out, and then decide. Give it 24 hours after they launch, and then decide. At least you have a peace of mind when you go to buy the product. If they want to play that shit-eating game, it can be resolved. And that's the way I resolve it. And when I put a pile of money down, and it's time to benchmark that stuff, I ain't holding back. If the product's garbage, I'm going to tell you guys. And if it's great, I'm going to tell you too. And right now, there's such an imbalance between the CPU and the GPU. I mean, seriously, why do you think people are taking the newer platforms of, like, you know, the 9000 series AMD CPUs, and they're putting it with the older cards? Because it maxes out the older cards perfectly. Don't you get it? See, that's the whole idea, machine. Everybody missed it. Is you can take a little bit older card, last generation, with the newer platform, and you can max out that card hardcore. Screw the software. Just run off of the drivers. That's all you need is the drivers. You don't need the adrenaline program. You don't need all that crap. All that crap does is it brings more problems than it does resolutions. You want raw horsepower, just run the drivers only and then use the settings on the game. You'll see a big difference. I'm at the point where I'm really going to I'm going to take out Nvidia app and, you know, their program. I'm just going to put in the drivers. And I'm just going to benchmark using the display settings on the game. I don't need the fluff. I really don't. Where I need is the horsepower, and I can get it from the drivers itself. Does that make sense to you, machine?
Mm-hmm.
See, people don't know that. Back years ago, in the 80s and the early 90s, we didn't have all that fluff. We just had pure horsepower. Whatever we can get out of our machines, that was it. We didn't have the fluff. And today, you look at it, it's all fluff. There's no reward to it. Everybody's complaining, oh, artifacting, oh, stuttering, this and that. Okay, stop it. Just stop it. And tell you right now, the reason why I'm telling you to stop it is because if you go back to old school and do it the old school way, you'll see that card come to life even more. That makes sense. So, I am going to read off what you guys are writing in here, so that way you guys don't think I'm ignoring you. And I'm going to say, hold on a minute. My eyes are kind of in a miscombobulation kind of thing. So, oh, you guys get the point. I mean, you should know the writings on the wall. You should know that after long time ago, after Windows 95, Microsoft said one thing to set the world apart. They said one thing. Bill Gates did. And I'm sure if you go look for it, you'll find it. It's one thing he said. I'm going to see who's going to find it. Because I know what he said. That's the good part about that. Okay. Trickle up economics. Yeah. Hello there, LOT19. Good to see you. Dr. Blitz always. MTBK, what's up? Let's see. The camera grain makes it look like 2005. I know. That's by design. I went through my camera. It's by design. Just to let you know. $60.90 or bust. You get what you pay for. $10K, please. Yep. Well, now don't say that, because you're gonna have Intel coming out with was it G31 or something like that? They're supposed to be coming out with the B770 or B780 or something like that. That is supposed to be just as strong as a 4070, but have the power of a 5080. That makes sense, machine?
Well,
come on, man. You gotta cough it up.
Not efficient.
Yeah, true. It's definitely not efficient. We're getting the Hondas of the Hundies of the PC industry. Yeah. Micron stopped selling crucial SSDs and RAM to get higher margins. Yeah, I know. It's a damn shame. I remember when Crucial first came onto the market, man. It was blowing away PNY and Kingston and all them, when it come to the RAM sales and everything. But now, I don't even know what company to talk about anymore when it comes to the system, your system RAM or your video RAM for your graphics cards. I mean, I can't really talk about SK Hynix. They're going to be selling a little bit. Can't talk about Samsung. They're going to be selling a little bit. Micron, they were really never in the field in the first place. So basically, the only field they were in was making SSDs. They really weren't in the field of putting stuff in the graphics card, other than for AMD. So, and also too, Micron was the one that came up with the 6X series VRAM. We don't know if there's going to be a 7X VRAM version. There might not be. There might not be. After the next generation, there might not be any graphics cards at all. They might shove everything to the cloud and tell everybody to go to hell. Get a telephone. Get a laptop. But when it comes to the DIY community, they're going to kill it. And it seems like that's what they're trying to do, is kill it. Hey, Dakota, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Machine Dakota made it.
Yeah. A little earlier than usual.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Cloud gaming now. Like Dr. Blitz said, $40 a month or a $10,000 PC. You got to make your choice. Make your choice, make your bed, make everything go. Okay, let's go back and let's finish this out. So, this is what they're talking about with the anti-lag 2. May not be available because of Counter-Strike, DX11. With Radeon anti-lag 2 enabled on some graphics products, such as the RX 9070 XT, well, doesn't look like they're really caring about the 7000, 6000, or 5000 series. So, all this crying that everybody did about not putting their precious drivers and stuff in the back burner, it looks like AMD just did. So read the writing on the wall. Intermittent system crashes may be observed while using some high bandwidth HDMI 2.1 displays during standby for the displays. Intermittent application freeze when using in-game Radeon overlay. That's why I never used their overlay. That's why I don't really like their program at all. The drivers, I'll use the drivers, but when it comes down to the end of the day, I'm not going to use anything else. You know what I'm saying? So. That's why I was telling you, Machine, that when it comes down to it, man, the drivers the adrenaline program that I got in here, I'm taking it out. I'm just going to install the drivers only. I want to see the difference of, well, I know the difference, but I'd rather have less fluff and less BS and just run straight horsepower. What do you think?
So I've never ran AMD product without the adrenaline. But I mean,
you don't need it.
You don't need it.
You don't need it.
Drivers.
What you want to run? You want see the thing is this. With that extra fluff, all they did was they took something that was in for your display settings for your games, implemented it into their driver series. More fluff. Manual fluff. Automatic fluff. It's fluff. So, comes down to it, you really, all the stuff that, basically, that's on, for AMD, you really don't need the overclocking crap. You don't need all that, security crap that they got going on there. Just get MSI Afterburner. Run with the drivers. Do it up. I mean, think about it. Your settings for your video display can be done on your desktop. You can go in your desktop and go to your display settings. You can go to your display settings and go to your color profile, and you can do whatever you want from wherever. See, you can go to your graphics, set your graphics. You can do many of things. Okay? It's not needed at all for the adrenaline software. It's not needed. So, intermittent application crashes while playing Arc Raiders on the Blue Gate map on Radeon RX 9000 series products.
Yeah, that was the one that crashed my system. That was the one.
Yeah. Now I can see it. Known issues. Intermittent application crash or driver timeout may be observed while using saved game in Cyberpunk 2077 with path tracing. The path tracing enabled. AMD is actively working on a resolution with the developer to be released soon as possible. Okay, so Intermittent application crash or driver timeout may be observed while playing Battlefield 6 on AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX370. Intermittent application crashes, driver timeout may be observed while playing Roblox Player, the car zone, racing and drifting, when tasking, enforcing, and unthinkable. Never mind. Switching between media on Radeon RX 7000 series products. Well, at least they got something about the 7000 series in there. Texture flickering or corruption may occur while playing Battlefield 6 with AMD record and stream on some AMD graphics products. Try about if it's the same driver setup, it's all, not just one. Just keep that in mind. It's all, not one. Some shadows may not render correctly while playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on some AMD graphic products. AMD is actively working on a resolution with the developer as soon as possible, blah, blah, blah. Additional information when downgrading to the previous version of AMD software, it's recommended that you use AMD Cleanup Utility, not DDU. Okay, so they tell you all the blah, blah, the fluff and everything else, so that's pretty much all they got right there, and they got the disclaimers and blah, blah, blahs. Okay, now, when it comes to the whole thing about Redstone, it's not as it's cracked up to be. It's not ready for prime time. I don't know why they say they're launching it December the 10th. What the hell are they launching? Something for Black Ops 6? Does that benefit you being, and just, I'm going to put this out there, being an AMD graphics card holder? Does it do anything for you at this point? Anything? Does it do one thing for you? Just one. And maybe you can explain to me, what does it do for you? Obviously, they haven't learned their lessons since they first purchased ATI Technologies. They haven't learned the factors. ATI was not that great back then either. 3DFX was. But that was purchased by Nvidia. And that was a smart purchase on their point. So, when it comes down to it, guys, if you want the best graphics card, just use your head. Watch the benchmarks. Take your time. Don't buy it right away, because that's going to be the biggest mistake. When you buy right away, that's the biggest mistake. Everybody says, oh, we got to buy the first month because guess what? They're going to raise the prices from MSRP. Give me a break. MSRP is inflated. And it's not priced to performance. It's inflated to performance. So if you believe that that MSRP that they set at the baseline, it's all inflated fluff. That's just to make you believe that that price of that graphics card costs that much to make, and they're selling it to you for dirt cheap. That's all they're trying to make it look like to you. Am I wrong, Machine?
I don't know. I just think they're. I think it's a little bit of cart before the horse type of deal.
Well, people don't realize how much it costs to make a graphics card. Believe it or not, it costs pennies on the dollar to make them. Especially when they're using the parts for these cards, the new cards, they're taking them off the old cards, the ones that the people dispose of in trash, the ones that they send over to China to strip down the motherboards or the PCBs and all that. Yeah, some of those parts make their way back into your brand new parts for your PC. They're recycled. If you didn't know that. their tolerance checked, and if they match the tolerance, then they are put back into service. So don't believe that you're getting something fully brand new. You're getting something what they call refurbished. Might have a brand new GPU die, but it's refurbished. It might have a brand new PCB that they cut. The parts are refurbished. Even the ICs are refurbished. So don't believe you're getting brand new when you're not. It's apples to oranges. Let's see. New COD zombie map is good, by the way. Oh, that's cool to hear, Dr. Blitz. That is cool. But guys, look, I'm not here to blow smoke up your rear ends. I'm not here to tell you that, there's a better rainbow that's going to be coming about and everything else. You guys should know by now, I'm not going to hold back. And if I hear things, I'm going to tell you. Don't matter who tells me. If I feel it's credible information, I'm going to tell you. And right now, the credible information that everybody has to understand is the talk about, is there going to be a DIY community, a do-it-yourself community for PCs? And right now, it's looking like it's not going to happen. This is, and somebody asked me, what was it? 2 weeks ago. They asked me 2 weeks ago, should I build a new PC? That was 2 weeks ago. And I told them one-on-one, I said, look, I have a bad feeling that something's coming. I mean, a bad feeling. And I said that 2 weeks before all this came down. Said, there's something bad coming. And it's not going to let up for a long time. And sure enough, the AI boom takes a crack at the consumers, the gamers. And guess what? Who loses? The gamers. Just like with the crypto mining, who lost? The gamers. Who had to suffer with the crap they sold? The gamers. Guys, wake up. Just wake up. You're not seeing the picture. If you got enough hardware that'll last you another 20 years, what's there to buy? I have 2 systems here alone that will carry me 10 years. The reason why? Look at the 10 series for Nvidia. That's how old? 10 years old. Am I wrong? Probably. But it's 10 years old. Is that about 10 years old machine?
I'm going to look it up real quick.
Yeah, I think it is. Well, look at AMD and AM4. That's 10 years old. And it's they're still building stuff for it. What'd you get?
It was announced 2014.
Okay, so this is 2025.
GeForce 1080 and 1070 were announced May 6, 2016.
They're 9 years old.
So yeah, June 10th is when the actual first card was spewed on 2016.
Yeah, so it's 9 years old.
Yeah, it's almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, we're 9.5.
And if you look on the Steam charts, they are still using those cards today. And there's no driver updates. None. How are they still playing those cards? Because the drivers will last forever. That's why. Hello there, Coffee. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. I imagine prices will return to normal at some point, but this is just more raising the price floor. Yeah, you're right, it is. They've already announced that they were testing the waters on the prices. They've already said they wanted to raise the prices. So this is nothing new. Machine, you're the one that caught that, am I wrong?
Yep.
So, guys, we already knew this was coming. The price hike, this has been talked about since January of last year. What do you think these companies been doing since January of last year? Before January the 20th, the whole, and believe it or not, from November, December, and January, before the 20th, they were stockpiling PC parts like crazy in the United States. They knew the price jacking was coming. That's the reason why they waited. And they jacked the prices as soon as the tariffs were called up. But they were never implemented. And we still pay the high prices. Don't you see it? Those companies are like grave robbers. They're going to keep robbing your pocket because it's the grave. As long as it's got coin in there, they're going to keep robbing it until everybody wakes up. I'm just bringing the news to you. All I'm doing is bringing the news. You can either accept it or leave it.
I think everything going forward, especially with the RAM prices, it's going to be making the most of what you have right now, or getting the best upgrades for the money right now. So pretty much your system is going to be your system for the next 2 or 3 years, whether it's AM5, AM4, or whatever.
Yep.
Or LGA 1700, or you just name it. And you just have to rock with it because RAM's too high. Now you got to figure out, how do I make it better with equipment that doesn't cost so much?
Or you get down to the point where you hear people saying, well, I wanted to build my new system, but where do I get the RAM from?
Well, and then you gotta dig at that point.
Yep, you're going to end up going to the used part palace, and they're going to be selling it for over new prices.
Yeah, or if you're building a system from scratch, or if you're buying a pre-built, you have to make adjustments based on your budget. So now instead of getting 5070 Ti, you might be getting 4060 Ti because of RAM.
Yep.
You know, you're going to have to make an adjustment down on graphics or something else in order to, like a lesser CPU, and so you got to make lesser systems work. This is where the software is going to really make a difference.
RAM prices are going to get so out of control that these sticks right here alone are going to cost $1,000 each.
Nothing's wrong with DDR4 based systems. Yes, you're correct, Coffee.
See, DDR4, there's nothing wrong with it. It's going to cost $1,000 each. You know how much one of these sticks costs right now? This one right here, $50. $50 for this one stick. And that price is going to even go up too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That price is going to get higher too.
Kind of wish I would have bought that and not canceled my RAM purchase. Kind of feel stupid.
I know there's a lot of people that's getting in on this action.
Yeah, because I could have had some Corsair Vengeance RAM for 130, 32 gigabytes of CCL30.
Yeah.
but I didn't know. I didn't know the show was gonna happen.
We didn't know it was gonna. We didn't know it was gonna go this bad neither. We really didn't.
I would have bought some, but everybody would have bought some.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I guess there's no really. I mean, I do have 32 gigabytes of backup RAM sitting on my shelf. So, but it's CL38, so it's not the best, but 6400 megahertz. But it'll work if I need it to.
Yeah, but it looks like that, when it comes to RAM and everything else, people are just going to be holding on to it. And there's going to be reasons why. There's going to come to a point where you can't get it anymore, and guess what? Your PC's not going to be worth the spot it's sitting at.
Yep.
So.
Kind of makes me wonder if this is a forced move. To slowly get people out of PC gaming, out of PCs.
Yeah.
And it might be a force. Let's just outprice it and get people into other things.
Yeah, Dr. Blitz said he's going to go all out on the next series. He said because he doesn't know if there's going to be a thing in the future anyway. That's what it sounded like to me. I have heard some say, just wait. For now. Yeah, I tell everybody right now is not the time to buy. What are you going to buy? You're going to buy. It might be the right time to buy a motherboard because the motherboard prices are going to drop like a hammer.
Yeah.
That's where the price is going to be. They're going to drop like a hammer.
The PSUs, cases, motherboards, all that's going to stop.
Yeah, the accessories.
Yeah.
The accessories are going to be hitting rock bottom.
And that's where you do your upgrades.
Exactly.
So you buy that stuff now, and then the only thing you got left to purchase in the future is your RAM.
Yep.
But you still take it expensive if you do that unless you install it into your system now and use it. But if you're building something in the future...
Well, Coffeen says that the best way to do it is you buy it outright, and then 5 years down the road, you made the best investment in your whole time. That's basically the way it really rolls. Invest the right way the first time, you don't have to go back a second time. That's been my motto for years. Yeah, they do. See, Coffeen, the thing is, they need an excuse to raise the prices so they can start scalping the community. And it's just robbing us. They're getting money from the government to produce their chips, from taxpayer money, and then they're getting money from us again and jacking up the prices. So we're getting it from both sides.
And this is also a way to get us into the cloud.
Yeah.
So all those AI systems that the RAM's going into are cloud-based systems that we're going to be forced to use because there's no other options available to us unless we're rich.
Yeah.
So this is kind of we'll see. I mean, it's kind of reactionary right now, but we'll see how long the trend goes for. But I mean, systems are going to start breaking down at some point, and then or games will become too difficult to run, and then they'll die, and then cloud will be the only thing left, and then you can run that on anything.
Well, see, now remember, Machine, when I was on my trip, we were talking about 8 gigabyte graphics cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come to a point, guys, that you could use an 8 gigabyte graphics card to game in the cloud all day long.
I don't even need that.
Yeah, that's kind of overkill, but still, it gives you a little bit of a buffer.
Yep.
But you can go in the cloud all day long and game with an 8 gigabyte card on even an 8th gen PC, an Intel 8th Gen processor, and a decent motherboard with 32 gigs of system RAM, you can game all day with that 8 gigabyte card in the cloud. That's all it takes. A system that costs you less than $400 to game in the cloud. What, for $120 a year? Isn't that about right, machine?
Yeah, it's actually $100 if you pay for a full year.
See, if you pay for a full year, you get a whole full year of gaming for $100.
Yep, and it comes with all the games. I mean, there's a place for it, I think. It's not awful.
No, but $100,
yeah.
and you get the reign of all games and play what you want and how much you want, and
games to choose from. Yeah,
and you don't need a big ass computer to do it.
Nope. You don't need a bunch of hardware space.
Go ahead, my friend. Say what's on your mind.
So, I mean, I don't know. I like owning my stuff, but it might get to the point where it's just not going to happen. I mean, we're already getting away from DVDs and CDs and, owning that stuff on consoles. Well, you can still download it, own it, but you can't run it.
Well, with Steam, my friend, with Steam, you don't physically own shit.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you're right.
You buy all those Steam games, you don't own nothing. I mean, but if you're playing on the cloud, at least you're getting your money's worth because you're playing your money's worth.
Yeah.
Especially running on a $400 potato, and you're having a great time. Even getting well over 60 FPS. Maybe to 120, but solid at 60 FPS like a gaming console. And you're going year by year by year for consoles. Figure you're paying like $600 to $800 for PlayStation 5s. What the fuck you need it for? What do you need it for?
The cloud will upgrade.
You still got to pay for the cloud stuff on that.
Yep, you still got to pay $15 a month for PlayStation and Xbox anyways. So why not just get that with the game? Yeah.
I mean, pay $400, get yourself a nice, decent potato with a good controller, go over there to GeForce Now, pay what, $20 or $100 a year, and play 4,000 different freaking games. Give me a break, man. I mean, if you want to talk about gaming and you want to do it, I'm opening up the window because let's cold air in here, but you guys will get the point. Everything's going to be revolving to the cloud, if we like it or not. If we like it or not, it's going to happen. We have to accept it. Simple. Hello there, Sins. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream, by the way. So, will anything counter these RAM prices in the future? Yeah. If you got a company out there, number one, that puts more, it floods the market. You get one new company that comes in and floods the market with system RAM and video RAM, the price drops because the market's flooded and these other companies get choked out. I think what they should do is they should take Crucial away from Micron, bring them over to my house, let me take Crucial over into my wing, and let me make it for the gaming community. That's what they should do. Instead of having it just for closing up shop on it, why? Let me take it under my wing, let me build it, let me put it on top of the market, and let me flood the market. Everybody will be buying Crucial then. because Crucial will be the #1 supplier on the market. I would make sure that we had fabrications here pumping non-stop 24/7. And more than one fabrication, maybe like 20, pumping out at the same time. Instead of this, like, save your money kind of, no. What are you going to save? You're still going to pump out the same chips. Just pump them out faster. Does that make sense, man? I mean, they're doing it slow. They're breaking the economy by doing this. You know that, right? They're breaking the economy. By the VRAM chips got more to do than just your computer. It'll break the whole economy if it falls. You guys got to understand that. If it falls, it'll break the whole economy in the United States and other countries. They will.
Probably China.
They'll falter.
Yeah, China's huge on especially gaming and stuff. They're a huge country. But like I said, I think it'll be making the old equipment work.
Yeah.
For as long as you can. And just making sacrifices, I mean, your equipment that you have right now, if it's playing games right now, you have a lot of games to choose from. So you should just dig into some old games you've been wanting to play. There's plenty of options. Plenty of options.
Yeah, you got plenty of things to do. Yeah, plenty of things to do.
And you got games that are out like Arc Raiders that's easy to run.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing will run on a potato. That's a game. So you just got to be selective.
Well,
games that aren't Borderlands 4 type impossible games to run.
Oh, that Borderlands 4, that was just ridiculous what they did.
Yeah,
he should have did it the way they did Arc Raiders. That game would have been so much more popular, and it would have been rolling.
Yeah, take that fancy stuff out.
Told you, it's not about the fluff. People were sitting there crying about raw performance, but they don't want to do nothing to get it. They want to do absolutely nothing to get that raw performance. They want to talk about it, but they want to put the fluff in there to get the performance. They think, because you get 30 FPS, it's the end of the world. It's not. I've ran a game down to 2 FPS and still played the game. Still played the game. Okay, so this thing of you need a powerful graphics card just to play a game, that's fluff. Take out the drivers, all the fluffy stuff, take it all out. And then just install the driver of the program for your graphics card. Just the driver alone, nothing else. Pull out all the fluff, clean your system, just the driver itself in there, nothing else. Then turn around, go put an overclocking software in its place. Eliminate the fluff. You don't even really need that either. Even with me, I don't even need MSI Afterburner. Because the card came from the factory overclocked. I don't even have to worry about that. I'm getting great performance on my 4070. I'm getting well over 100 FPS. Even at 1440p. 4K, I'll get around 80. I'm not complaining about that. Most of your graphics cards playing these games get around that same level. So it's just nothing but fluff that you put in your system, and it eats up resources, puts telemetry in there to take and tell them what you're doing with your graphics card, what you're playing and everything else. You know, shoot, you could be having a sex film going on, and guess what? Now they see that too because of the telemetry. Just kidding, guys. That's just a little too much for you. So I just want you guys to understand there's more to your hardware than you think there is. You don't need the extra fluff. Take it away, strip your system out, and really see what it can do. Simple. Me, I've always done it for years. Once I get the operating system installed and I install all the updates, then I turn around and I go ahead and clean the whole system out of the residual crap it leaves in. And it leaves a lot of residual crap. Right after all the Windows updates are done, I take out all that residual crap. Then I remove the drivers, software. Like, I left Nvidia app in here because, you know, being a content creator, I have to know what's going on with the Nvidia app. But over in this one right here, this PC that I test with, I don't have to leave AMD Adrenalin software in there. I can leave the drivers. That's it. That's all I need is the drivers. I don't need anything else but the drivers. And you'll see how much more performance you'll get if you want. If you set it up right, you do it right, it'll give you performance. If you set it up wrong, it's going to blue screen all the time. AMD is really known for the they're the blue screen of the blue screen. Especially with Windows and their graphics card. It's always a bad combination. Until they can fix that little bit of a problem, it's still going to continue. So, I still have the 3060 kicking. There you go. As long as you got something, 12 gigabytes of VRAM, it works. 3060 for the win. 3090 and 70 are still running strong at 1440p. Well, that's cool, man. 1440p. I hate to break news to y'all. Oh, you already know, but I run 1080p. Period. I put more load onto my CPU than I do my GPU. But, machine, you know this. But the way I have it set up is it pushes my GPU to its max, but it also pushes my CPU as well to give me a nice balance. So I get the best of both worlds. Yeah, I don't need the extra fluff and how everything looks and everything else. You know, I'm from the 80s. I'm from the 70s. And the way it looks, you can tell I'm from the 70s. So, if I want things to look like it's a little grainy, that's because back then, that's the way we saw it. The way you see, you know, the way you see me on cam right now, this is the way you saw it back in the 80s. There's nothing new. I thought this was normal. I thought the way this looked was normal. But you guys tell me, no, it's not normal. That's not 4K territory. You're right. I don't have 4K. But I will in the future. I've already decided. I know I'm going to need 4K. So in the future, I will have 4K. So, there you go. There you go, FPS resolution. There you go. FPS versus resolution. Guys, you have tuning pods in your control panel. Let me remember okay. Let me get down to the brass tacks. Okay. You can tune whatever you want out of your PC. If I want to tune it all the way around the clock, I have so many tuning supports on my resolution, it's sick. And managing the 3D settings, very simple. I turned on image scaling. I turned off ambient occlusion. And I go down the road. This is all performance. I have it set for high performance, right? I have it set for maximum performance. I have DSR for smoothness, and to change the resolution factor of my screen from 1440p to 4K with dynamic screen resolution. So I can use everything that's in here if I want to. And I can make my monitor look however I want. It's not the end of the world for me. Do I need to spend that extra money just to get the monitor? Why? You don't need it. See, this is one thing that AMD doesn't really offer in the simplest way to the consumer. To how to use dynamic screen resolution with AMD. And Machine will tell you it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, AMD is working. It's a rougher experience.
It's rough all the way around. But Nvidia, on the other hand, it's one click and go. So everybody just keeps knocking Nvidia, and then everybody knocks Nvidia about machine learning screen resolution. Look what Redstone is. It's the same crap. But all they're trying to do different is before the implement of the frame, the fake frame, is that they're going to clean it up before it implements. So basically, they're going to clean the noise out of it, and it's going to come to the frame, the next frame, clean. That's all they're doing. It's basically denoising the denoising. So it makes no sense. So you're just paying for more fluff. Does that make sense, Machine? Look, I don't need frame generation. I can run my GPU just fine without frame generation. I don't need frame generation. It's good to have in case you run a game that's so heavy that you can't get the FPS you need to play the game. That might be okay for that. Especially if you're running a smaller card that's like 12 gigabytes of VRAM or lower. Might be a helpful helper to you. But it does have a penalty cost on top of it as well. So, but if you balance your settings, those cards that are 8 gigabytes or less will run just fine. I had run Cyberpunk 2077 on 3.2 gigabytes of VRAM. And I hate to tell you, right here, GTX 1650 ran this at 3.2 gigabytes of VRAM. And guess what? It looked good to me. I'm not crying or complaining about it. It ran good to me. That's an Nvidia card, not AMD. Made by MSI. But I was happy with it. So you play your cards as you want to play them. You build your system the way you want it to run. But at the end of the day, when you're driving it too hard and you're driving the piss out of it, trying to get more and more and more, and you can't get more, you get mad at the company because you can't get more out of that card. But you don't realize that's what you paid for. You got what you paid for. The price of what you paid for it. That's what you paid for. So if it's $500 card and you say, well, I'm just going to pay $500 and I'm good. And then later on down the road, you kick yourself in the butt saying, no, I should have got the $600 card. It would have lasted me a lot longer. You're just paying for more fluff. These cards ain't no but $250, $300 a card. Think about it. They're selling the Intel Arc B580 at $250 a card. $250 a card. It tells you how much it costs to make that card. And they said, oh, Intel was breaking even at that point. Actually, no. The card was cheaper. The card was $50 cheaper. They made $50 off of each card. Believe the hype. You didn't know that, did you, Machine?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's how they did it. You really think that they're going to take and lose money over that deal? They didn't lose a damn thing. So, graphics cards, even if it's high-end or whatever the case is, if you're buying one from Asus at a high-end state, then yeah, you're going to pay the price for that. But when it's over Amazon, Newegg, and all the other retailers at a certain price, that's what the retailers are selling it for. Not Nvidia, not AMD, not Intel. They're just the they're the factory. They make the product. They push it to the distributors, which are the AIB partners. Those are your distributors. And then you get your retailers like Amazon, Newegg, and all them. They buy from the distributors. So end of the day, all the weight falls onto the retailers. Has nothing to do with Nvidia. Their name might be on the box, has nothing to do with them. Has to deal with the distributors. The ones that put the cards together, the ones that, put their twist in there. That's where you need to look at the focus. Those are the ones that make the things go round. Not Nvidia. They just sold the die with a little bit of RAM chip and said, here you go. Just put my name on the box. That's all they asked. Nvidia asked them to do was put the name on the box. Make sense, Machine?
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, you want to keep believing the hype, you got to stay with the hype. You say you got a card that's, going to blow the doors off of this card. You love the competition. They love the competition. That's the reason why you buy from them, is because they keep making these competitive pricings. They keep everything competitive. But at the end of the day, when you find out your pocket's empty and you've spent $10,000 on crap you didn't need, what do? You go up to eBay, take a loss, and sorry for your loss. But yeah, only when it comes to PC buying, if you're only by yourself and you only need one PC, then buy only one PC, and then after that, upgrade it as far as you can, and then after that, once you're done, spent the case, you no longer like the case, then you take whatever you spent and you sell it, recoup your money, and then start the process all over again. By the time you get done, in your lifetime, you would have spent over $250,000 in accessories, parts, everything for a PC in your lifetime. If you don't believe me, go look it up. So, spending that much money, on what? What did you get? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You got a system that's okay for gaming, but what happens when the future comes around and you don't have the PC to keep up with that? That's what scares everybody. Here comes the fear factor. The fear fact that the FOMO is going to go on. What's FOMO, machine?
What's FOMO?
Yeah.
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. There's nothing to miss. See, when new products come out, there's nothing to miss because you got 2 years. You have 2 years of buying power. When new products come out, guys, you have a full 2 years. And then after that, you have an additional 3 years. And then on top of that, you got an additional 2 more years. Let me explain to you why. 2 years, you can let a product simmer. Within that 2 years, you can buy that product. Now you said, okay, I bought from this retailer. Now I get a 3-year warranty. So now you took the 2 years on that product, extended it another 3 years. That's 5 years. So now you're in the 5-year realm. Now that you paid $30 for a warranty for 3 years, now here comes the fun part. After that warranty runs out, guess what? You got another 2 years. Then you register after the 3rd year and the warranty runs out on that product. Register it with the factory. Now you got 2 more years. So now you went from 2 years from factory to 7 years. 7 years. Believe the hype. So, and you holding on to a product for 7 years, and if you do the math, that means if you bought a PC, a full-blown new PC every generation, once a year, for 20 years. So, I'm just going to take you guys to and show you the calculator. Here's the hype. You spent $5,000 a year, right? On a new PC. Some people do this. And you times that by 20 years. That's $100,000. Right? $100,000. What if I told you that price right there was all false? Here's why. 20 years, right? So now, when you buy a PC, right, for 20 years, instead of $100,000, how about you spend for 20 years $3,500 for 20 years? Will that shock you? That you spend that in 20 years? So if you times that by 2, for what do you got? You spend this much on your PC. For how many years? How many years? Your lifetime, your full lifetime. You can spend less than $10,000 on PC parts, in your lifetime if you do it correctly. And you can game and have fun and do all the 900 yards. Like I said, don't fall into the trap of the hype. Once you fall into that trap, it's hard getting out. I've been there myself in that trap, especially, putting computers together and everything else. And trust me, that hype gets so bad that, you just want to say, I quit. I don't want no more of the hype. So, these PCs right here, the one that I'm using now and this one here, these will last me easily 10 years each. Easily. I've had processors that date all the way back into the late 80s. Actually the early 80s. So, yeah. Don't believe the hype. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. Slow down at work and get more hours. Yeah, there you go, Dr. Blitz. Exactly. But you guys wanted me to be honest with you about this Redstone. I'm going to tell you, Redstone is not something I'm really worried about. Because I'm going to admit it, I don't have foreseen anytime right now to have a 9000 series graphics cards. I don't have a 9070 XT. I have a 4070. That's my 5090. My 4070 is my 5090. And to you guys, that might not seem like it's right. But it's not Jensen saying that. This is me saying it. It's because the amount of FPS and the clarity that I'm getting when I'm playing the game and everything. Hogwarts Legacy looked like a gem on my PC at 1080p. I enjoyed the crap out of it, and I took you guys along on the journey. Did I not, Machine? I thought it was excellent. Make sure you guys go watch the replay on that live stream. All my live streams, you can replay them. Every one that I've done, you can replay my live streams if you want to watch them again. Because they're just like the videos. They're counted just the same. Man, if people would understand, bro. You get trapped in that hype. It'll eat you up. It'll drive you crazy. Just because you want more and more and more. And then after you burn out through about 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 20 graphics cards in the next 5 years, burn them out, then, yeah, you'll be wanting oh, I need to slow down. I'm spending way too much money on this stuff. That's why everybody comes here, is because they want to know how to get a decent PC for rock bottom price. That's the hype. To take and get yourself a PC that you can throw up in the air and it turns into fucking sunshine. And comes back down to where it doesn't bleed your wallet. Am I wrong?
Well, everybody wants more all the time. I fall into that too. I'm guilty as charged. But you can really never have it all, because even if you have a 5090, you're not going to be playing games at 4K, rasterization, full path tracing, and have a good experience.
You have to remember, you come into this world in diapers. You go through all your life playing games, and at the end, when you get around you're 60 years old, then you're back into the diapers again and still playing games. And then once it's all said and done, at the end of the day, You can't take the games with you. You can't take the hype with you. The hype stays right where the game is. That's where the hype is. But don't get hyped into to the FOMO of you need. You really don't. If you're using one computer to play one game with everything that's following the recommendations, and you love the game, but then you start looking at everybody else's PCs, and you look and say, well, how come mine looks so plain? I need to change this. I need to spend more money to make mine look good, to look better than his or hers or whatever. But you just don't realize you're just paying for the aesthetics. You fell into the hype. You went into the PC hype zone. You fell into it. You got trapped into it. It's worse than drugs, my friends. It is worse than drugs. Especially these graphics cards. They are the biggest offender. They are worse than morphine at this point. Even the RAM chips are worse than morphine at this point. They're more expensive than morphine at this point. You get my point? What do you think, Machine? Did I make my point?
Gaming is I guess it could be an addictive type of thing if you make it, just like anything else.
Yeah, it's an addiction.
Yeah, and it can be unhealthy just like anything else.
Yes.
So it's all within moderation.
Yes.
But, because, when you upgrade, you're chasing pixels, pretty much.
Yeah, you're a pixel chaser. You know how you watch Storm Chasers, but you got people on the PC that are pixel chasers. They're actually going. Where the hell's where did I put that son of a bitch? Let me grab this son of a bitch. You guys are actually taking this fucking thing looking like this. You're looking like this. Oh, I gotta clean that too. Yeah. Let me clean that first. But if you're gonna chase pixels like that, then that's just way over my head. You know what I'm saying, Machine? That's just way over my head, man.
Man, I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. I like my ray tracing. Do you need ray tracing to play a game? Not at all. It's like the eye candy. So I'm guilty. In order to run ray tracing, you need more expensive hardware.
See?
For the most part. You can make it work. But high resolutions, that's why I'm not getting a 4K monitor. I'm not going to get one. Because if I do, now I'm chasing something that's going to be impossible to get to.
Well, you think I'm a pixel chaser? Look, I got a magnifying glass. I can go chase them some bitches.
You don't. Look, you're not one. You're not one.
Look, I can get right here. I can chase those pixels really good.
But you're not one. You're medium's fine for me. I just want to play the game.
Exactly. I don't want to have nothing to do with. I want to enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the rest of the noise. You know why they say denoising is a good thing? Yeah. Denoise the noise.
I love the noise so much.
The bleeding hearts denoise the noise. Enjoy your game, man. You paid all that goddamn money for your computer, and you're sitting there chasing pixie like it's pixie dust. Stop it! It's not. What do you call it? Cinderella. Stop trying to chase Cinderella. She ain't gonna let you look up her skirt. Get the hell away from her, man. Or Snow White or the Seven Dwarfs or whatever. It doesn't matter. Stop chasing the pixies. Stop being one of those, critiquing people that are going to critique your screen. Look, if you have to chase the pixels to see the the trails and smoke and mist and everything else, then you need to get a brand new monitor. That's the problem. You need to fit your persona when it comes to your gaming equipment. If you want to make it precise, then precisely pick out the right monitor for the job. Just don't go to the market and say, okay, well, they $80, I'll get that one there. And then you get it home and you're totally pissed off because you can't handle the way it runs. It's just so stupid. I mean, damn stupid.
Yep. Yeah, because when I got the 1440p monitors that I've got one for my girl, one for me. I was running this RX 7600 that you have,
right?
And it doesn't run it very well. It does on medium settings. It did fine, but I'm not a medium setting type of person. So if I were to go back in time, I probably would never have gotten into 1440p. Never.
Yeah.
I would have stayed at 1080p and been a happy person.
Oh yeah.
Knowing what I know now, because the cost of moving up in resolution is expensive. It's not as much at 1440p, but 4K is a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, you're looking at, like, if you want the best of the best, you're looking at least to spend the minimal $1,500 to $2,000.
Yeah,
the minimal.
I mean, 1080p doesn't look bad if it's on the right. Like, to me, 24-inch screen, 1080p looks great.
That's why Nvidia has that DSR, dynamic screen resolution. You can take and smooth everything in. You can fine tune it. Okay, that's the whole idea. Nvidia gives you all the tools to fine tune your shit.
Yep.
Okay, and when I'm sitting there dealing with AMD, I believe it or not, I built that Christmas computer for my friend over there. And when I go to use AMD and their software, I'm left lost. That's how bad their software is to me. I'm lost. I can't fathom how people run that shit.
Yeah, you have to be more of an enthusiast, I think, for AMD. Because I had to do a lot of research when I got my RX 6800. And I had to really figure out, like, hours of time figuring out how to use the adrenaline properly, trial and error, how everything works. They're still having problems with the overlay, where overlay will cause stuttering and issues with the overlay up.
Yeah,
you don't see that with the Microsoft with the MSI overlay. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think AMD is like, you ask for a burger well done and they give you something medium rare.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's still edible, but it's not what you asked for. And you still got to pay for it. So, I don't know. I mean, NVIDIA's not perfect either. It's just, I don't know. Like, it's NVIDIA, to me, after running both, including a 9000 series graphics card,
well,
NVIDIA software is just so much better.
Well,
their equipment, it runs cooler. It's better built. It uses less power for the same or better performance for its price class. It's just, you just have more you can do. From what from what I've experienced. Of course, I don't stream. I don't know anything about the encoders or decoders. I don't know how well they'll work. But, I think if Intel can fix their issues with their drivers, they can make a product that might be able to beat AMD if they can make enough of them. At the right price.
Yeah, but I got to rebuttal this comment really quick before we go on there, Mr. Machine. Now, Mr. Fake Frames, understand, 3D Mark, I only use 3D Mark to adjust my BIOS on my motherboard. I don't, I can benchmark it, look at the fluff, whatever. It's fun to do. But I use 3D Mark and certain programs of 3D Mark to take and do one thing: tweak my BIOS for my CPU. I use other programs to do that as well, to tweak my BIOS for my CPU, just to get it to where I got it running smooth, which I do. I have my whole system balanced. And now I went from undervolting, I'm fully extreme overclocked. And I'm like pushing boundaries right now. This 9700X is no slouch. Machine, I'm going to tell you, it's no slouch, man. I mean, and it's no joke.
Yep.
Between the 9800X 3D and the 9700X, I'm going to take the 9700X. Is because if I want all my L cache shoved onto 1 or 2 cores, then I would have gotten a 9800X 3D. But if I want load balancing and, a CPU that can handle heavy workloads, the 9700X is going to be the one for that. Especially if you're doing content creating and gaming and business all at the same time. The 3 buckets I told you guys about. I'm always going to go to an X series processor, period. I don't believe in the fluff of the X3D. I don't need that extra fluff of the X3D. I can balance my screen displays and everything else and make it run perfectly fine. I don't need all the extra FPS. If you balance your system, your gameplay goes great. You don't need to worry about your FPS, and you don't even need, nothing. You play your games fine. No stuttering, no artifacting. That's the 2 factors you need to worry about when it comes to gaming with your PC. 2 factors. First factor is stuttering. Second factor is artifacting. Artifacting happens when you push the core clocks too high and you're overloading the core clocks. That's where you get the artifacting from. The stuttering comes from when you push your memory, your VRAM memory too high to the point to where you can't get any more out of it. And also too, not balancing your platform, like your system RAM, using lower type system RAM instead of using, the sweet spot system RAM, like 6,000 megahertz CL30 is the sweet spot.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's just an example. But the thing is this, what everybody does is they put low RAM in there, like 5200 megahertz RAM, in a system that is not entry level. You're putting entry level RAM. Well, 4800 megahertz is entry level, but 5200 megahertz is entry level to me.
Yeah, entry level.
6000 megahertz CL30 is primo. Everybody says, oh yeah, the X670 motherboards will be fine. Sure, they'll be fine for who? PCIe 4.0 or PCIe 5.0?
They probably make 5.0.
They do. And a couple of the motherboards they do. But the thing is this. You have to use what? Updates to get that 5.0. You have to use software updates to get that 5.0. Not having it to where it's built into the software that's in the BIOS. So that's the difference. That's the reason why I went with MSI Pro B850-P Wi-Fi motherboard, is because it's designed for PCIe 5.0. It's designed for it. The lanes are designed for it. Which is an X870 variant, from what I found out, which it has functionality of the X870 in the B850E or B850-P Wi-Fi motherboard. So, end of the day, the motherboard that I got and Mr. Machine got is primo motherboard. And I guarantee the price will go skyrocket on these motherboards like no other. A lot of reviewers are recommending these motherboards. And you can be naysayers all you want. I know there's some people that are going to naysay. No. It just, well, you haven't did proper updates to your motherboard, BIOS updates, or you haven't balanced out your system properly. You just want to run it balls to the wall. You're never, ever going to see the true side of your motherboard. If you keep hammering it to the wall to see if it sticks, it's not going to work. You're going to have problems. You have to learn to balance your system. If you don't know how to balance your PC to make it run correctly, it's going to take you time because you have to learn how to balance it. It's not about running it as hard as you can to get every little ounce of energy you can out of it. No. It's the longevity of your system. You want your system to last a long time. You want that silicon to last a long time. Then I suggest you stop hammering your system so much and you balance it out and run your games normally. You can run your games normally, get great visuals from your monitor, because I hate to tell you, you only can pump so much information into your monitor. Your monitor is limited on the amount of information it can pixelate on your screen. It's limited. So the more you try to push your graphics card into your monitor and it's limited, you're just wasting your time. You know that, Machine?
Yeah.
Your monitor is only going to accept so many pixels and how the pixels are going to be formed on your screen. It's only going to handle so much. And when you hit the limit of your monitor, trying to overcrank your monitor through your graphics card, what are you going to get from it? You're going to get screen tearing. You're going to get artifacting. Well, no, probably you get artifacting.
Camera recording.
You know, by overpowering it and all that happy horseshit. All you have to do is run it normally. And let the game play. And tweak it little bit at a time. Slowly. Not fast. I never suggest to do it fast. Start with a little bit and build your way up and tweak it and mold it. Tweak it and mold it. And after a month, you're going to have it running so perfect, you don't need to do nothing else after a month. That's how simple it is. And you know, Machine, they're going to say, yeah, Jay, it's so easy for you to say that because you don't have a 4K monitor. No, but I got DSR and I can still get to 4K. It might be synthetic 4K, but it still will shrink the pixels and still give me that 4K feeling. Is that good or bad? What do you think, Machine?
I mean, you're utilizing the software you paid for.
Yes, I'm utilizing the software I paid for.
Yes, so you paid for that software. So the more you utilize, like with the 5060 Ti, because I have, in order to make it work, like at the performance set levels I need to work at, I have to use the software.
Yes.
I have to use FrameGen to run path tracing.
We're left at that point. We're left at that point where we're stuck with now. We have no other choice but to use the software.
Yep. So it's going to be a software game now.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be like 10% increases per generation, and then whoever has the best software wins.
Basically, yes. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. This is gonna be the software era until they find a new way to make new type of hardware. We're gonna be in a software world. End of story. We like it or not, here it comes, Johnny. Here it comes. We'll see, fake frames. We'll see if Intel makes it good. I'm not singling it out right now. I want to see for myself what it does. And if they sell that beast for, let's say, $379, I'll tell you what, I'll be right there at Micro Center to buy me one. And I'd take that risk because of their software, just to see if they improved it. But if they did come out with a 16 gigabyte card and a 24 gigabyte variant, 2 cards, I'll tell you what, AMD and Nvidia would be in trouble. Big time. What do you think, Machine?
It depends. It's all about how it works in games and on hardware. So, it all depends. I mean, I think the B570 and the B580 are a great improvement over Alchemist, but they have a little ways to go still. But when Alchemist was out, we talked about this a while back. I think that, they're about 3 generations away from having something super solid. So I think maybe the next Celestial might be the solid one. But, I mean, it's better.
Actually, my honest opinion, I think Celestial is just going to be for laptop, and I think they're going to make Druid for desktop.
Yeah, maybe. Yep. Or then, whatever, if it's Druid, then yeah. It tells you to suck. Cyborg, the Nvidia Pro.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? Well,
Nvidia Pro.
I'll tell you what, man. If Intel makes good, I'll make sure I announce anything they got coming up new for a whole year. For a whole year. If it's going to be that damn good, I'll announce it. But if it's not, I'm not going to announce anything. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with their CPUs and how far they're going to progress this. And I want to see what they're going to do with the GPUs to keep up with their competition. Right now, they're not thinking about their competition. Right now, they're thinking about their pocket. If you compete, let me explain to you guys about competition. I've been in competition in restaurants for years, dealing with companies that want to compete to give me the best quality, low-priced food. So it's just like graphics card. It's a competition. You go for the best bidder, the one that gives you the best prices all the way around. So, it is what it is. You have to accept it. No matter if you like it or not, you're going to accept it anyway. They're going to force you to accept what crap they're going to shovel down your neck. So, just accept it. And right now, for AMD to do what they did with FSR Redstone, I'm not hyped about this. The software, I'm not hyped about it. Because it's only on one game that you need, what is it, Battlefield 6?
It's
Black Ops?
Modern Warfare 7, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Black Ops 6. I'll just call it Black Ops 6. And the software doesn't even work with single player. It works with multiplayer. Again, I'm going to re-emphasize that. Because many people are saying the same things. You're not going to be wanting to do ray tracing when you're in a competitive game. And you sure ain't going to be running ray tracing while you're playing in a competitive game. Period. End of story. You guys can think in your mind and say, yeah, Jay, you're right, or yeah, Jay, you're wrong. But I'm going to tell you I'm right. When it comes to the competitor games, FSR Redstone don't mean nothing. It's just another headache that's being introduced to the community that's not going to be happy with it. You got your different fanboys. I'm not knocking any of the fanboys. Y'all have your group cliques and whatever. But when it comes to the end of the day, if I want a product that's going to last me a long time, I'm going to want to know that this company made it and what the reasoning why they put it together. I want to know what was their thought on the reasoning of putting that graphics card or CPU or motherboard or RAM, anything. You want to know what their feeling is so you can understand why you bought that product. It goes a little bit deeper when you start digging deeper into the back shadows and you start seeing the real truth of it all. I've already been there, seen it, and done it. And I have the experience to prove it. So, Mr. Machine, we should go ahead and call it here. What do you think?
Okay, you want to?
Yeah, let's go ahead and call it here. And I appreciate you guys coming out and listening to my rant for this evening. And I know Mr. Machine's got his rant too. And, you know, we both have our reservations. We both were waiting for the factor of FSR Redstone to ever come out. It's been talked about for so long. And they bring out what? A little teaser? I mean, even doing a live stream about FSR Redstone is a waste of time at this point. It didn't give me enough meaning and context, concepts and context and all that. Hey, I thought even AMD might invite my channel to the party. But guess what? No. So, but anyway, guys, Machine, go ahead and tell them to have a great evening and all that stuff, and you know how it goes, right?
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Guys, I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. And hello, Mr. AF, 1892. Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Y'all don't forget, you want to help out the channel, you want to help us grow, you want to help us get this some solid information, then all you got to do is one thing. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video or live stream. So,
AF has a question.
Okay, well, Okay, AF, you got a question before I go. What about if you are using AMD for video or doing photography, NVIDIA must only be better for games? Well, no. I'll explain this to you very carefully. NVIDIA does more than just for games. It does for live streaming and gaming at the same time. 2 buckets right there. Content creating, CAD work, the whole 900 yards. Okay, there are some reservations with some graphics cards on both sides of the field when it comes to content creating and gaming at the same time. So, they all have their caveats. They all have their wins. They all have their losses. So at the end of the day, it's what you choose you want to pay for your card that makes the difference. It's like Mr. Fake Frame said to me the other day, the Intel B580, or did I say B580?
Yes.
It's the 850, isn't it?
It's a 580.
580. B580. Okay. I had to say I embarrassed myself like that because I can do that. Okay, the B580. Problem is this. When you're streaming and you're gaming, the card takes a crap. My 4070 can stream, game, all at the same time, and look at YouTube and watch a video at the same time. That's the difference between having a mid-grade card to an entry-level card to a high-end card. It's the usage. It's how you use the card that makes the card work for you. You don't work for the card works for you. Hopefully I got that point in very good. You know what I mean, Mr. Machine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, we're going to step out of here. We'll catch you up on Discord. Until the next time in the next video, you guys know who it is, and we'll see you on the next one.